This Monday, November 1st. So excited to see all your faces. If you are available to turn your video screen on, I love to see smiles on these calls. It's always more fun. But if you can't, that is totally okay too. I totally understand the busy evening hours. That is fine. We are going to get started here in just a couple minutes. So while we're waiting, go ahead and pop over to the chat, share where you are listening in from and how long you've been drinking ketones. If you have teammates and you do not see their names or their pictures, shoot them a quick text and say, hop on the team call, come join us. We have so much great information to go over tonight, some amazing stories to share, celebrations to celebrate, wins to celebrate, and some exciting things to go over moving into November. Awesome. 2 weeks, 13 months. 1.5 years, 9 months, 3 years, 2 years.
What am I missing?
Awesome. Drop where you are listening in from and how long you've been drinking ketones, guys. We'll get started here in just a moment. Shoot out a few last minute text messages to your teammates. Invite them to get on the call with us. Awesome, awesome. New Jersey, Ohio, 1 year. 1 year on Friday. That's coming up, Sherry. That's fantastic. Iowa, 2 years. 5 months, Tiffany. I see you. Awesome. We've got over 50 people on. That's fantastic. I absolutely love this call, and you do not want your teammates to miss this. It only happens once a month that we all come together like this, and it is going to be so valuable. So send out those last minute messages. Invite your teammates to pop on if they have not yet. This is going to be great. Keep dropping where you're listening in from and how long you've been drinking ketones. Alberta, Tennessee, La Mesa, Vegas. Hey, Carrie. If you can turn your video screens on, I'd love to see faces. Awesome. I've got a whole screen of faces. I'm having to scroll. That's a good thing. Idaho. Hey, hey, Sally. Oregon, Wyoming, Washington, all over. I love it. Love it, love it. New Jersey, 2 weeks. Welcome and way to be on the call. That's amazing. Love seeing new faces. You're going to love connecting with our team. This is going to be so much fun. So we're going to get started here in just 1 more minute. Massachusetts. I see more faces. More screens turned on. You guys rock. Hey, Danny, I see you. Hey, Kylie, so excited you're on. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump in. It is 8:02. My name is Melissa Butler. If you don't know who I am, I'm one of the champs on your team. I am from Roanoke, Texas. I have been drinking and sharing ketones for almost 4 years. It will be 4 years in January, and it has been such an amazing journey. I am a mom of almost 4. I have 3 little girls, and I am 20 weeks pregnant with a little boy. So we are very excited. I know, I'm so excited to have a boy. It's going to be a blast. I feel like it's all new territory, so I'm very excited about it. But like I said, I've been drinking and sharing ketones for almost 4 years. I was introduced to it by my sweet mama when she saw me being a tired mom of 2 at the time and barely surviving. She introduced me to ketones, and it has been such an amazing journey. I was an elementary school counselor before I started sharing ketones full time, about 1.5 years in. And then about 1 year ago, my husband stepped away from his job. So we share ketones full time as a family. It's how we provide for our family. And we just absolutely love it. We're a homeschool family. So we spend a lot of time together, but it's a lot of fun. So that's a little bit about me. I want to share with you tonight kind of what this call is all about. We have this call once a month. It's the first Monday of every month. And this month it is on November 1st, which is exciting because we can celebrate all of the wins from October, and we can move into November with some action steps, some encouragement. We're going to hear some amazing stories tonight from people who had done some things in October that really worked well, that we can all kind of benefit from as we move into November. I know Nick has some amazing content for us tonight. He's going to go over some exciting things coming up and just different ways we can grow our business. So this is such a valuable call. So if you still don't see a teammate on here and you want them on here tonight, send them a quick text because we would love to see their face and just soak up all this amazing information together. We're just going to have a lot of fun tonight. This is my absolute favorite call that we do as a team. So get ready. If you are excited to be on here tonight, excited for the month of November, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see all those ones. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I am going to pop it over to Nick Martinez, the Keto Dad, and he's going to take it away.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Good to see all your faces. How are ya? I mean, look at all these smiling faces. What's up, Marla? What's up, Clarissa, Julie? We just spoke today. Good to see you. What's up, Brittany? I mean, Amy's driving. That's awesome. So, hey, I'm really excited to be on today. I can't believe it's the 1st of November already. Every time we do this call, I always say, oh my gosh, we're going to be talking so soon. It's going to be like tomorrow. And it always feels that way. So we have an amazing month ahead of us. November is going to be incredible. This charge into 2022 is going to be out of this world. But before we get there, I want to just kind of take a pause, take a moment and just reflect on October. Because it was really a powerful month, right? It was a lot of people kind of got into action. A lot of us got back to the simplicity of this business. And a lot of great new conversations were started. So we always want to just take a moment and just celebrate some of the small wins. So if you got a new customer in the month of February, if you got one new customer, type the number 1. If you at least one new customer, type 1 in the chat and celebrate yourself, right? Because that's like, honestly, if you can just stay consistent at something and celebrate little wins, look at all you guys. It's amazing. The number of new customers that joined our community last month was out of this world. And it's not like it was just 1 or 2 people that went out and enrolled hundreds and hundreds. It was a whole bunch of people doing a little bit. And if we can all get behind that and really teach that within our community and really help people get their product for free, which is enroll a couple new customers and get them on SmartShip, it's going to be like that. That's the business. That's our conversation. So one of the things that also happened last month is our rank ups. And I know we had a ton of new people hit a new star, hit a new rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, and beyond. And I don't have a good list in front of me, so I can't read off names. But if you hit a new rank last month, or if you have somebody on your team that you want to celebrate, type in what rank and maybe what star level you just hit in the chat. I'd love to see. Carrie's mom and dad hit rank 4 2-star. That is awesome. I saw that come through and I was celebrating. That's so exciting. Julie hit rank 3. Congratulations, Julie. Miss Dell, rank 3 1-star. Fantastic. Congratulations. Natalie hit rank 2. Kristen rank 2. First 1-star first month. Fantastic. Christy rank 2. Rhonda rank 2. My goodness, all of these rank 2s. This is fantastic. Amanda Walker rank 3 2-star. Congratulations. Ashley. Cindy rank 2, rank 1 2-star, rank 4 for Katie. Fantastic. Jamie rank 1 3-star. I mean, woohoo. If you have any others, drop them in there. Let's celebrate them a little bit. Everybody give them virtual high fives, fist bumps, a little bit of this. You know, the neat thing with our ranking system is it's just that it's a system that is designed to tell you where your business is presently in Prove It. Like at the end of the month, it's a snapshot. The goal is over time to have months where your business peaks a little bit and you hit that next star level or you hit that next rank, knowing that the business is a little bit like a roller coaster, a little up, little down, little up, little down, but you want it to be this wave in the direction of here, right? So you might have some absolute smashing months where you hit a new rank and then the next month you might be a little bit lower, but then the next month you're going up that direction. So just understand that that's like the purpose of the ranking system is just to give you a snapshot of where your business is And then they give us something to shoot for, give us a direction to go, give us a reason to basically to charge forward and to push through. Maddie, are you able to share the screen or share your screen of the file that you just sent me? I'm having trouble pulling it up on my computer at the moment. I don't know if you're on or able to do that, but that would be awesome. So the reason that we have ranks is really to give us something, a benchmark to shoot for. If we didn't have a rank, you'd just be like, well, I'm selling ketones. But because you have something to quantify your activity, to quantify kind of where you're at and what you've been doing, it gives you just a little bit more, I guess, pep in your step or urgency each month to kind of get to that next level. I'm working on pulling up a graphic now that has our multiplier on it, and it's just not wanting to open on my computer. But one of the foundational metrics in our business is what we call multiplier. And multiplier is something that you need 4 new customers and 1,600 in new volume on a monthly basis in order to hit. It's definitely not something, there we go, look at that. We got it up. It's not something that's easy to hit. Thank you, Maddie V. It's not something that that goes without work or effort. However, if you start to build a muscle of new conversations, if you build a muscle of new attraction on a monthly basis, it's something that you can absolutely hit. And this past month, these are our MVPs, that people that brand new that hit MVP and our MVP multipliers. So super huge shout out to everybody on this list. If I missed your name, type it in the chat. If I happen to not have your name on there, I do apologize. This is the report I was able to pull, but of course there are some that may have slipped through the system there, but congratulations. As you see your name on there, or as you see others, give them a shout out. Like, congratulations to everybody that went after this. And one thing I really love about this list is I see a lot of our leaders, and I see a lot of people that have hit champ rank 6, pro champ rank 7, rank 8. And it's interesting, this is a great metric and a great indicator, because if you want to build this long term, the goal is to have consistent new conversations. The goal is to continue to move forward each month by helping new people with ketones. And we always call it leading from the front, when the people that you're working with, the people that are talking to you are saying, hey, this is how you need to build the business, when they're doing the do, meaning they're actually doing what they're telling you to do. So I'm really, really proud of all of the champs and just names on here. And at the end of the day, thank you, Maddie. You can end the screen share. Appreciate it. At the end of the day, if you hit it, awesome. Let's celebrate it. Let's go for 3 in a row so we can get that $1,000 bonus. If you didn't hit it, my question to you is, did you run for it? Right? Did you leave it all on the field? Did you go for it? And if you got close, celebrate the fact that you maybe did more than you would have if there wasn't a multiplier there, right? Because we have that benchmark to shoot for. It's causing us, hey, I'm at 1,100 BV. And maybe you got that close and you put in 2 more orders and you got to 1,250. Well, guess what? That's okay. That's worth celebrating too. Because of that, you went after it. Because of that, you took the action. Because of that, you asked the next person about ketones, right? And that's really the name of the game in this business. So before we go any further, I do want to interview a couple people and just have them share their stories, because to me, it's the stories that inspire me to get up every day and share ketones on a daily basis. So the first person I'm going to have share, she just hit rank 3 for the first time. She and I had a conversation earlier today, and it was just fun hearing kind of her story with ketones. So Julie, what's happening? Julie Ferguson, how are you? If you want to come off mute, say hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on hitting rank 3.
Thank you.
Tell me real quick, because I know you shared maybe a lot more detailed version of your story today on the phone with me, but tell me real quick, when did you start drinking ketones? Did you jump in with both feet and drink them consistently right away? Just tell me a little bit of your beginning before you became a promoter.
So I started a little over 2 years ago with Ashley Riddle, and I did not use them consistently. And so fast forward to about 4 months ago now, I jumped in head first, and I really just joined because I wanted the mass amount of ketones at a discounted price. And I just started drinking them consistently for like 2 weeks. And then when I started losing weight, people started asking questions. And so I just kind of said, well, maybe this will be for me. So I just started working the business.
It started working the business, started actually taking action. What did working the business look like for you?
Well, at first it was kind of slow because I was still working. And then about 4 months ago, I had surgery. So I've had a lot of time on my hands to sit at home and work my business. So with all my downtime, I just kind of worked my business. I mean, I didn't have anything else to do. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't drive. I could barely get around the house. So I just decided to put forth the effort. And last month was really good.
That's awesome. So you didn't hit GoPro or MVP right out of the gate, but then you decided to be a little bit more focused and intentional with your time, and you hit multiplier this month and rank 3.
So I hit MVP multiplier last month, and I didn't even know what it was. Like, I messaged Ashley and was like, what does this mean? Because I kept looking in the back office and I would see where things were saying yes. And I'm like, what is this? And she was like, oh my God, you beat me. I can't believe this. So when she explained it to me, I was super excited about it, but I didn't know what it was at first.
That's awesome. What would you say your biggest key to success as far as helping new people get started? You have more conversations. How do you start your conversations? Do you post? How are you finding people?
I send out a typed message at first, but then when people really start asking questions, I like to send voice messages. I think that voice messages are more personal than a typed out message because it lets people see like your true self or hear your true self versus some spammy message that they may think that's spammy that may not be. So I like to be a little bit more personal, and I just send voice messages in Messenger now. I really work Messenger. And I do post things on my stories and on my main Facebook page as well, but I love Messenger. And that's where I really get into it, is when I send the personal messages.
So by saying work Messenger, what do you mean? What do you do?
That's just where I talk to people, is in there. Like I kind of do like the green light challenge too, that Katie and Ashley have been talking about, but I reach out to people that I feel like could benefit from ketones the most first. But then when I post in my stories as well, like people that you would never think would want ketones have been messaging me too. So they both work, but I feel like I do better reaching out to people through Messenger and just sending, voice messages. That's versus
awesome. So when you voice message them and you reach out to them, what do you say?
Like today I had a lady message me and say that she'd been watching my story, and she was finally ready to hear about what ketones were. And so I was like, hey, I'm so glad that you reached out to me. Like, I was really excited. And then I just go into it and I'm like, well, I've been drinking them for the past 3.5 months. I drink 2 a day. This is what they do for you, and we're having this awesome challenge starting on November the 8th. I would love for you to join me. And this is what it is. And so after that, I send them like pictures of the different products and what they do. And then we just go from there.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Sounds to me like you're in massive action mode and having a lot of conversations.
I do. I have, and another thing that has helped has been the Rhino Trackers, because it's really held me accountable for talking to people. And I will say that I was late to the Rhino Tracker thing. I didn't start it until about 2.5 weeks ago, but it has really held me accountable, and it really shows like who I talk to. So if you have these, print them out, because these are life. They really will change your business for real.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Julie. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. The next person that we're going to have share who just hit a new rank level this month is Miss Stell. Nebeker. How do I say your last name? Is that right? Miss Stell, what's up? Come off mute.
Hi, Nick.
How's it
Yeah,
going?
Nebaker, Miss Del Nebaker. I go by Misty.
Misty. All right. Well, I'm reading your name on the screen. So, Misty, good to see you again. I know last time I saw you, we were in Vegas. Congratulations on being consistent and charging forward. Sally's been telling me such great things about your success. Tell us real quick, name, where you're from, how long you've been drinking ketones, maybe a couple of your favorite benefits from the product.
Let's see. This month, November, will be my 1 year, my prove-versary. So it's been at the end of the month, it'll be a year that I've been drinking, and I dove in as a promoter with my first drink. So hadn't even tried the products before I became a promoter. I just thought, this sounds great. Let's go for it. Benefits. Weight loss is terrific. The energy is terrific. The brain fog, being 61, not having quite as many senior moments helps a lot. And I'm still working as a nurse and a lactation consultant, so I need that energy to get through 12-hour shifts like Sally Melendez knows about. What were some of your other questions?
That's awesome. Well, obviously you're crushing it. You just hit rank 3, 1-star or 2-star. I can't remember which. And
one star.
1-star.
Yep.
Congratulations. So what is it that you're doing? Like, what is it you're doing to attract new customers? Sally says you're just super consistent and you do what you're supposed to do. What does that mean?
I try and talk to everybody. My husband just last Monday had knee surgery in Salt Lake City, and I left a basket of ketones for all the nurses and had all of them tasting it. We had a ketone tasting party in the room that night as my husband was getting drugged up to make it through the night. And we just talked to everybody. We talked to Uber drivers. We talked to, I leave a thank you note and a couple of ketones every hotel room that we stay in. When we eat dinner out, we talk to the person, the wait staff, and give them ketones as we're leaving. And we just try and talk to everybody wearing the clothing. I've had a lot of people in grocery stores and at the post office stop me to talk about what's this thing on your shirt. Really concentrated this month on trying to get some of my customers to have customers so they get free ketones. So that was the majority of my customers this month, was getting customers of customers. So now I've got, I think, 3 or 4 of my customers that will have free ketones this month. So that was kind of my biggest focus.
I like it. Sounds to me like you just find opportunities to share the conversation. I
try.
If you need a lesson, go get a knee surgery and talk to all the nurses, or get a spouse that has knee surgery, and guess what? You can talk to tons of people.
He was drugged up, so he didn't care. We were having a party in his room.
I love it. I love it. Well, that is, I mean, that's the simplicity of what we do, guys. There's no right or wrong. There's no one size fits all. There's no one place to share ketones. You can blow up your messenger like Julie, or you can blow up your husband's knee like Misty, and just go talk to nurses. I mean, or you could walk out of your house and talk to your neighbors, or you could go to the gym and have conversations there, or you can post on TikTok. There's no right or wrong. At the end of the day, it is just that simple. It is having a new conversation. So thank you, ladies, for sharing. Congratulations on achieving the next rank. Really excited to highlight a couple people next month as well, and just keep hearing more of these stories. Before we go any further, I just want to real quick run through our call calendar for the month. It's very similar to what we had last month. And in order to do so, I have none other than the Miss Amber Horn to come off and share. Amber, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself and tell us about the calendar.
Hey, Nick, can you see me or hear me?
Yes, I can see you and hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Hey guys, my name's Amber Horn, as Nick just introduced me. I live out in Oregon, and I've been drinking and sharing ketones for a little bit over a year now. And I am so excited because we are talking about November, which happens to be like my favorite month out of the year. We get a focus on like gratitude and blessings, and just be more thankful for the things that we have in our life. So I'm super pumped to wake up to November 1st today, and just excited to look at all the things that we have scheduled. So let's talk about our calendar. We are going to continue with our, I can't zoom in on that, so I am going to pull it up on my iPad here. We are going to continue with our Tuesday night power hour. We got great feedback from the community last month, switching that from the morning-ish time to the evening time. Our attendance really increased, so we're going to continue with that on Tuesday evening. And since I'm from Oregon, I'm going to be speaking in Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and translate that to whatever time zone you live in. So that's going to be 6:15 Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday evening. The focus of that is just really a working Zoom. And its purpose is to invite people to the Wednesday night guest call. So you're going to be doing some stuff on social media. You're going to be doing reach outs to family and friends and neighbors and people in your community. It's just going to put you into activity. It usually lasts between 30 and 40 minutes. So that's going to be every Tuesday night through the month of November. We always start out the week on Monday morning with our huddle call with Michael Rutherford. If you were on it this morning, you probably got pretty fired up like I did. He talked about lots of cool, exciting things like flavor drops and promoter incentives and lots of fun stuff happening this month. He didn't give us any like clues or details. He just mentioned that some things might be happening. So I got pretty fired up. I'm excited for a new month. And like I said earlier, I love November. I love the huddle call because it just sets my week up for success. After I get off, I always set some goals for the week and just get right to work. So don't miss the huddle call. Make sure that your teammates are on it. Wednesday night is our highlight of the week. It's our guest call. That's where you want to be. If you're going to make one call, get on the guest call, get everybody you know on the guest call, people drinking ketones, people interested in ketones, people that you want.
I think we just lost Amber. I wonder if her phone died. Can you all still hear me? Give me a nod if you can hear me. Hey, there we go. Perfect. All right, so guest call is where it's at. And if you're not utilizing that on a weekly basis, like you're missing the simplest thing to invite people to. One of the best parts about the action hours, we spend 10 minutes inviting to the guest call. And the reason we have a guest call is it gives you an excuse to reach out to more people. It gives you an excuse to say, oh my gosh, are you drinking ketones yet? No way, you've got to hop on this call tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing. Right? So we always have great stories on those calls. They're hosted by different people each week, and they're just such a great and simple opportunity to share. The final thing on here is our progress training, and our progress training is done on the corporate promoter page. It's a live 8:15 Pacific Standard Time. And the power hour is always on Tuesdays. That's those are kind of our two kind of consistent weekly calls as a team are the power hour and the guest call. Finally, that brings us really to the calendar. The only other thing on here that I'll just point out is the Turkey Trot Challenge starts on the 8th. I know this is a little bit different than was the original information on the flyer. They updated it. So go check out the newest flyer in the Pulse. And it's a little bit different where the reboot falls versus the 24 fast. And it's going to be pretty cool because the challenge itself will end on the 19th, a couple days after the reboot. So it's kind of like starting the challenge, the Drink Ketones Challenge, inserting a 24 fast, getting yourself a little bit deeper into ketosis, really helping your customers maximize their lifestyle. Then they're hitting the reboot. And then instead of just being done after the reboot, you continue the challenge. Because a lot of times after that reboot, it's just like, okay, what now? And then you fall off a cliff. Instead, it's the challenge continuing, which will be really, really cool. So stay tuned to the Drink Ketones Daily Facebook group for more details on that. For sure, stay tuned to your Pulse. There'll be plenty of coaching and support through all that. So no problem at all, Amber. We just covered it. And thank you so much for sharing, and give Amber some props. She graciously spends time putting that together for our community. So thank you, Amber. Virtual fist bump, high five. Appreciate your efforts in that. And everybody give Maddie V some love as well for all of the graphics that you see that are our community related. 99.9% of them are made by none other than the Maddie V. So we appreciate him and his mad graphical skills because it definitely makes it more fun. So speaking of Matty V, one of the things that he created a while back is this thing that you've heard tonight referred to as the Rhino Run Tracker. And I really want to talk about this today because it really came to my attention as something that was shifting people's businesses. And I knew it was important. I knew it was valuable. I knew it was a great way to track your business and really hold yourself accountable. But what I didn't expect were some of the stories that I heard from some of our, rank 6s, rank 7s, rank 8s who weren't using it, started using it, and then saw a big shift in their business. So we've created a new one for November. This will be up in the group shortly. If it's not already up there, it will be pulsed out. You'll have the ability to print it and use it. We're also going to create some fun incentives around it. We actually have a drawing that we're going to be doing at the end of the night for some really cool prizes. I've got a bunch of names in here. You can't see them because they're on like microscopic pieces of computer paper. So don't go away. We'll be drawing names here in a minute before the call is over. This is the tracker. The purpose of this is for you to track your business. It's to track your action, to track your activity. How do you put somebody's name in here? You have a new conversation with them. I wouldn't just put people that you cold messaged and message 100 people cold and fill out 100 boxes. That's probably not going to be all that productive, but I would put anybody that you actually had a dialogue with, or anybody that you actually sent a campfire video to that requested it, that said, oh my gosh, I want some more information. Tell me more about ketones. Or when you said, hey, are you drinking ketones yet? They say, no. You're like, oh my gosh, you'll love it if I send you some information. Would you want to check it out? They say, yes. Then boom, their name goes in there. Note, it says step 1, and there's a little box for it. Send them the video. Step 2, connect them to some more resources. Step 3, get them an experience of the product or help them become a challenger. Get them the 10-day drink ketones challenge. And there's little boxes there that you can actually put X's in as you're going. Then I use this as a follow-up list. I circle people when they sign up as customers or promoters, and you'll start carrying around stacks of these, and this will represent like your business. When we have a call coming up, you can use this sheet to invite to it. So I always look at it as who can I talk to today so I can add their name to my tracker. I don't look at it as who's going to sign up today. It's how many conversations can I have, because I know if I fill this tracker up, you're probably going to have somewhere between 5 and 10 new customers / promoters. If you don't fill this thing up, I couldn't tell you which 5 or 10 it will be. Like you couldn't pick them out of a lineup, but if you have 36 conversations, guess what? You're going to have people that enroll. You might not know which ones they are, right? But you have to start those conversations in order for it to happen. So thank you, Maddie, for sharing that. And thank you for creating it. Before we go any further though, I have 2 people who I want them to share what is transpired in their business since using this. So the first one I'm going to have share is the host of our call, Melissa. What's up, Melissa? Tell me your experience. Tell me when you started using it, why, and how it's helped you.
Hey. Okay, so I'm going to be totally transparent, if that's okay with you guys. Like I had shared before, I've been sharing ketones for almost 4 years. I am rank 6. I'm a car champ, but that does not mean that I hit MVP multiplier every month. It doesn't mean that my business doesn't have big ups and big downs. And so the last couple months, I found myself kind of in a down. We had a lot going on with family, being pregnant, being sick with COVID, all kinds of things kind of slowed me down in my activity. So I was kind of ramping myself back up in October, and I was going back to doing the things I'd always done. And we talk a lot about ACE, about attract, connect, enroll. And I spent a lot of time on the attract piece, on creating content, on trying to do videos, on trying to attract people to me. But what I found was that I was spending so much of my time trying to create that I wasn't actually starting new conversations myself. And so I kind of looked at myself, looked at my business, and I thought, what is it that I'm not doing that I'm scared to do? And for 3.5 years, reaching out to people who I've never talked to about ketones before has always scared me. If that scares you, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm just curious if I am not alone in this. If it scares you to reach out to someone you've never talked to about ketones before, drop a 1. Okay, I am not alone. I knew that was the case. That has always been something I have personally struggled with. That's just been challenging. I have to push myself. So I told myself about 8 days ago that I was going to do the thing first in my business every day that was the hardest for me. And that was individual reach outs to people I hadn't talked to. And I was going to do that before I did anything else. And so I created some scripts that worked really well for me. And how I did that was I just did a voice clip into my phone, and I figured out, how would I talk to someone if I was face to face with them? What would I say? And so I made it sound like me. And then I started doing the green light challenge. I know Ashley's going to talk about that too, but using Facebook Messenger to see who has their phone in hand, who is already a friend of mine on Facebook, and just going through names that I hadn't talked to or hadn't reached out to before, and sending them those messages. And I started actually tracking it in my Rhino Tracker. Thank you, Ashley, for making me actually print it. I am notorious for having 8 different journals with different lists of people, and I never can keep it all in one place. And I always forget people. I forget people I need to follow up with. And so the tracker really is helpful, putting it all on one. So I started using it 8 days ago, and I almost filled my tracker except one box. And this was all people that I had personally reached out to and had actually responded back, yes, I'd like to know a little bit more, or I had sent them my campfire video. And so a week ago, 8 days ago, I had about 124 BV in new volume, and I was feeling very frustrated with myself, but I ended the month right around about 1230 BV. So I didn't quite hit multiplier, but it jumped by 1,000, and I was super proud of that. And it just goes to show that doing the activity that scares you, doing the activity that's challenging, is what's going to move your business forward. And so that's what I started doing, and it worked. And so I started today doing the exact same thing. I printed out my new one, and I've got 4 names on there from messages I started sending out and getting responses to. And I got a new customer and sold 3 trial packs today. So super pumped for a new month and ready to run with some momentum.
Woohoo! That's awesome, Melissa. I love it. I love it. 124 to 1,230, just because you started quantifying your activity. That's fantastic. All right, Ashley.
In a week. Sorry, I just gotta add that.
Imagine
I
what
was
happened
so
with a month
excited.
of that kind of activity. I love it. I love it. Tell us
I was
about
up
your
making a
experience.
graphic at 10:30 at night. I was so excited about that. I'm like, the Rhino Tracker at work.
Tell me a little bit, or share a little bit of kind of what you shared with me a few weeks ago about your resistance to using it, and then why you started and what's transpired since.
Yeah, sorry, I just got all excited about Melissa Butler. I couldn't contain myself. Anyway, I'm Ashley Riddle, for those of you I don't know, and I live outside of Houston, Texas. I've been drinking ketones for 4.5 years. And I was talking to Nick probably 2 weeks ago, and he's like, Ashley, you need to use the Rhino Tracker. And I'm like, no. Well, what I did first is I sent him a picture of my Trello board, which is crazy. And most people are not going to use the Trello board. And he proceeded to tell me that. And he's like, hey, that's fine. Just take your little pretty Trello board and write it down on the Rhino Tracker, because most of your new people, just think about that, Ashley, they're not going to use this Trello board. That's like a whole new thing they have to use. And so I started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, what's the real reason that I do not want to use the Rhino Tracker? And really, it had nothing to do with what I was saying that it was. It was just that really I hadn't been in enough activity. I'd like fallen into that management mode of, hey, let me tell you what to do. Let me run this fun contest. Let me make all these graphics. I've got 10 contests going and 55 graphics. And, you know, I'm making myself so busy. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't talk to one new person about ketones, you know, but I got tons of prizes going on for my team. So when I was talking to him, I wrote down, I was at 700 new volume for the month. And then I was like, okay, got off the phone. I wrote down my names, which were only this top part. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. I only had 5 boxes filled. So then I made a little cute video for Jody Scheibe talking about that I only had 5 people on Nick's stupid Rhino Tracker. And that he was right, and that I had to start using it. So I started using it, and then within 2 days I hit multiplier, and I ended the month with 3,131 in new volume. Because the Rhino, not because I'm anything special at all. It's because the Rhino Tracker holds you accountable, because you have to actually write down, and it shows you that you really aren't as busy as you think you are, or you're wasting your time not doing income producing activity. So go print the Rhino Tracker. I love it. You were
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Nick.
I like it. So we're gonna do some fun as a team around it in the month of November. And if you guys want, we're gonna do some weekly drawings where if you just complete one line in the week, like the first week, just have one line done. The second week, have another line done. So it kind of stair steps. And we'll do a drawing every Sunday night, which should be really awesome. It's available in the group, the Better Starts Here group. Maddie has it in there, or he will shortly after this call. We have a new one for November. Obviously, it's a grid with boxes on it. So print it out and use it. But like that's the concept is really just the same. It's basically just quantifying and tracking your personal conversations. And to me, it just makes it simple to remember to follow up, remember who to follow up with, and gives you the ability to keep track. So thank you, Ashley, and thank you for Melissa for being real with us and sharing kind of what's been going on and how it's helped you. And I'm excited for all of us to really just step into this and to utilize it and then to do some more fun drawings and that kind of thing. Before we sign off tonight, there's a few things coming up. And before we do the drawing, because I have to draw for some names, I want to talk a little bit about the events that are coming up. And we have our Joseph McClendon III event that comes up on Saturday. If you have a ticket for that, drop a 1 in the chat. If you don't have a ticket for that, look at all these people that are attending. That's awesome. If you don't have a ticket for that yet, guess what? They're still available. And if you talk to your champ or pro champ, there might be an extra ticket or 2 floating around because a lot of people that were at more bought a bundle of 2 and they're usually only 1 person. So they may have an extra for you. So check with your champ. They might have gotten a decent price on it. I'm not sure, but it's going to be really, really, really good. It will be powerful and it will be life-changing. How many, raise your hand if you've attended the previous It Factor that Joseph did. Anybody do that? So Sally, come off mute real quick. Sally Melendez, what's got you most excited about the actual JM3 virtual event?
Yeah. Hey guys. Hi everybody. I'm Sally. I'm from the Bay Area in California. Good to see so many of you beautiful faces on here. Everybody says, well, I have 2 favorite events of this company, Keto Academy, because I'm a nurse, give me all the science behind ketones, and 2 JM3 because it makes you get out of your way and your head. And that is the big thing that every single person, 99.9% of promoters, with the exception of one of our little new ones, who's a crazy rock fire chick right now, but everybody needs to get out of their way. Everybody needs to get out of their head. And when Joseph talks about how if you're afraid of a dog, guess it's going to be waiting in his office when you walk in. A dog, like he teaches you how to reroute those negative thoughts, reroute your self-doubt, your just the what's holding you back. And so when I watched Joseph McClendon for the very first time last year, I was like, it was at that moment that I felt so blessed to be a part of this community. It was just a pivotal moment for the self-development that I needed to get out of my way. So that is why I am most excited about JM3, because it is something that is not only going to transcend your business, it's just going to transcend of who you are as a wife, a father, a mother, a husband, a just overall in general, a friend. It's powerful. It's a lot of self-development. So I am really, really excited for this weekend. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Sally. It's going to be amazing. There you go. Thanks, Sally. I know there's a handful of people getting together. There's many watch parties going on all over the place. We're doing a little watch party in Lake Tahoe. For those of you joining me there, that's going to be fun. I know there's another watch party going on in Florida, which will be super awesome. And the neat thing with these virtual events is you can watch them from the comfort of your home, or you can get together with a handful of friends, handful of promoters, and watch them together and really just take in the event. So enjoy that process. We are going to be doing a little watch party for the Epic event at a really cool house outside of New York City, outside of Jersey, or in New Jersey, during Epic, which is like December 9th through the 13th. If you want to participate and you want to come to that, stay tuned for the details. We'll be putting details in the Better Starts Here group. with a link for you to register. There's limited space, but excited to hang out with a bunch of you for that. So stay tuned for that also. And make sure you get your tickets for Epic. It's going to be an incredible event. Epic is kind of a merge of all of the events with a little bit of celebration built in, right? It's got a little flair of Keto Academy because you'll hear from some doctors, some scientists, some researchers. It's got a little bit of more because you might hear from Joseph McClendon, you might hear from Jarek Robbins. There'll be some sort of personal development type speaker. It's similar to Playbook in that we'll be talking a little bit of business, and there'll be some promotions and products and things launched. It's also got its own unique flair in that it's a lot of fun. So take it in virtually or join a group of people to watch it, or come join us up in the Northeast. It's going to be super, super awesome. Again, that's December. The event itself is the 10th through the 12th, and we'll be at that house the 9th through the 13th. So mark your calendar. And if you want to join us, definitely look out for the information on that. It's going to be super duper amazing. Before we do this drawing, I was just looking at what we're drawing for. We're giving away a couple shaker bottles. We're doing some swag cash. We also have some mastermind cash. And it's a call series with Mitch, a manifestation call series with Mitch, which is really exciting too. I think I might want to win that. So we're going to draw here shortly. And but before we do, I wanted to talk just real briefly about kind of what's to come. Because this month there's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Just got off a call today with Brian Underwood and some of the promotions he's putting together for us as a community. Simple things about putting more like money in your pocket for the holidays just by doing simple activity. Last month we had a few different promotions. Go get the 5 customers, get an extra $100. Help your customer get 2 customers, get $50. We had the Challenge Pro, which was go help 3 new customers and 2 new promoters get started, earn $250. I think what you're going to see come out probably tomorrow is going to be very similar, except you're going to have an entire month to run for it, and it's going to be even sweeter from an income standpoint. So I'm really, really excited about what they're putting together. The other things that you can look forward to is really just more amazing consistency when it comes to new flavors, when it comes to new products. The stuff that they have coming in the next 6 weeks will knock your socks off. You'll be excited about it. There's going to be some stuff brought back that you haven't seen maybe for a year. There's also some new flavors that I haven't even heard of or haven't even tried yet, which will be coming out. So in all of that, just know that like the reason that we have new flavors, the reason that there's things like sweet jam or snow cone, not so that you can be upset when you can't get it anymore, right? But it's to create fun, it's to create excitement, it's to create urgency. When I was talking to, when we were just had the opportunity to be out in Dallas last week, and I was able to tour the new facility that Terry LaCour just bought, that's 600,000 square feet, used to be owned by Johnson & Johnson. And we also got to see the new logistics facility, which is almost as large as the actual lab where they manufacture the products. But in that tour, what I realized and what I learned was what we have at Prove It is so stinking unique. The ability that Prove It has to create a flavor like this, or to create a new product like Signal Defense came out last year on a whim, and literally with like a 6-week or less turnaround time, put something new out, is incredibly unique and incredibly special. I've taken it for granted. I'll be the first to admit that over the last like 6 months, I'm like, oh, all these flavors, whatever, like it's too much. The reality is no one has that, because in order to do that, you have to control everything in-house. They say just like if you don't own the ability to create the actual like sachet, the printing on it, you have to get that ordered out, especially this day and age, like 3 or 4 months in order to create a new flavor of a product. I was talking to Blake Mallon, who's the president of Prove It. He used to be the CEO of a company, another network marketing company. He said, Nick, we were out like 4 to 6 months. If we wanted to launch a new product, we were committed. We had to put our order in. We had to know exactly how many units we needed, and we had to do that. And then we couldn't buy more until that came. Right. And he's like, to see the fact that we can literally launch a new flavor almost every other week or every week He's like mind blown. And so here's a guy I'm sitting next to in this golf cart driving around this 600,000 square foot facility. He's been the CEO of a company that did $2 billion in sales. And he is like blown away, excited about what Prove It is doing, what Prove It has their hands on. What was interesting is here we're in a warehouse that's 600,000 square feet, right? And Terry LaCour, who's one of the part owners in Prove It, is basically Brian's business partner. Terry's already like this place. It was not super fancy. If you've been to the Prove It labs, they're amazing. They're incredibly clean. They're like the most pristine, beautiful. You go through this facility, it looks like it was built in the 1970s, right? So it's almost like you're a real estate flipper and you're able to walk into a house that's absolutely dilapidated, and you walk in there and the normal person like myself's like, yep, never gonna do this. You bring somebody there like Liz Grant, who's a professional designer. She'd be like, oh gosh, look at all this space. It's amazing. This is what's gonna be here. This is what's gonna be here. She has a vision for it, right? Terry LaCour is driving around this thing in a golf cart. I'm like, this place is scary. We go down to the dungeon where it's got literally like boilers, looks like you're on a Navy ship. It was insane. But he has this vision. He's like, oh, in 3 years, we're going to have this section of the buildings, this section of the building, this section of the building, this. We're like, which section are you doing first? He's like, no, we're just going for it all. Prove It's going to grow. We're going to create a vacuum for Prove It to expand into the space that we have. And that's what they've always done. And we've never not fulfilled that. So hearing Brian and hearing Terry over the course of that day and a half that we were together, I've never seen them more excited about what we're creating, the direction that we're going, and the opportunity that we all have to be part of it. With the advent of the Prove It foods that they've been talking about, and also just new technology with ketones and consistent new flavors, also just a simplification and a streamline of our process is just like, it's out of this world and it's coming. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because right now we're kind of in a special time. November is historically like one of the best months of the year. It's a sale month. People are ready to buy. They're excited. They haven't gotten into the holiday lull. They're just like, they're thinking about their health, especially wanting to be on the best foot forward before they get to Thanksgiving, before they get to Christmas. So we have a special window. And I believe that window can be harnessed. That window can be really, you can capitalize on that opportunity just by starting new conversations. Not about worrying about stuff from the past or worrying about all these people that maybe haven't bought yet. It's the new person that you're going to meet tonight. It's the person that you're going to meet tomorrow at the gym or in line with your child at something. It's that person's life that might be changed because you opened your mouth and shared ketones with them. And if we do that intentionally enough, you can create the business that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and do some drawings. I'm really excited about this. Let's see here. I mean, if you're excited about winning a exclusive shaker bottle, check these shaker bottles out. The only way that you get one of these, I know it's backwards, is by coming to one of our the masterminds that we're holding, or by winning them in a drawing. So let's draw for a shaker bottle. I mean, this is special swag. Christina Martinez Williams, you want to keep track of this stuff for me? All right, the winner is Annie Marie Schlem. Am I saying that right? Awesome. Congratulations. All right, should we do swag cash, $100 in swag cash? The way swag cash works is you got to go on a shopping spree, buy $100 or more of swag cash, and then you have to message me privately and I'll reimburse you up to $100. And the winner is Lindsay May. Go, Lindsay, go, Lindsay, go. What's up, Lindsay? All right. And then Mastermind Cash, $200 in Mastermind Cash, basically a credit towards our Mastermind. Anything that's coming up looks like, oh my gosh, look at that. It must be rigged. Christina Martinez Williams. I just said your name. All right, you got some credit to our next Mastermind. That's exciting. All right. Last one is a 3-part coaching call series with Mitch Newman. I mean, this is probably, it could be worth whatever you decide it to be worth. Here's the deal. If you win this, you have to commit to do it. Because I've given away Mastermind series with Mitch before, and he's like, yeah, they never called. So it's on you to utilize him. I mean, people have paid him tens of thousands of dollars, literally. Prior to Prove It, he was a relationship coach and a performance specialist, and he would basically take a check of $20,000, $30,000 from a client. He'd work with them for a month in hour increments, maybe once a week. And that's what he did. And he helped them get to where they wanted to go. So you guys have him at your fingertips. All right, here we go. Let's see who it's going to be. This also makes me laugh. Sarah Ramos. All right, Sarah, universe is telling you something. I love it. I love it. Sarah Ramos. All right. Thanks, guys, for being on tonight. I'm fired up and excited for November. It's going to be an incredible month. Stay tuned to your pulse. Lots of stuff coming. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Melissa, for hosting us tonight. Thank you, everyone who shared and contributed to this call. And thank all of you just for showing up. Your presence matters, and just being part of this community and us coming together is everything. So thanks so much. I hope you have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.